Hi everyone, so today I have a sponsored video for you from Tonic Studios for their new craft kit number 81. I believe it's called Tiny Twist Gift Box. So in this video I do an unboxing and full step-by-step tutorial for you. So these items were sent free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So thank you for using those if you would like. Generally for a video like this I have it linked to the US and the UK sites, and then links for the monthly subscription. So every month, you would just be subscribed, and every month you would receive it. You can also skip if you would like to do that, but you would just contact, I believe, Tonic, and they're very responsive and they'll take care of that for you. There is a quarterly purchase, so that means you pay for 3 months at a time, and you can still also skip and do things like that, but again you would contact them with that. And there's a one-off purchase, so meaning just want to pick this one up this one time and not have a membership. Along with the membership you do get 10% off of those, so whenever you shop Tonic site, so just need to think about there. And let's see, well, let's get started. So this is the Tiny Twist box. Look how cute the little image is there. Oh my gosh, that is adorable. Look, this one has a little hole there so you can see a little image of what's inside, which in this one is a diamond ring. So it says give it a twist on the opposite side there, so you can see the little handle on top. So very cute. Again, in this video I walk through everything. Sometimes I have items like this because I do receive samples, and sometimes I don't have this, but I do have the brochure this time, and it tells you all what's in there. Of course, the die set, the stamp set, classic card in teal blue, ocean blue, marigold yellow, ivory white. It also has pearlescent card in lemon luster and in blue frost. I'm sorry about that shadow there. It has smooth card in white and specialty card called Flanders blue, classic color pencil. Well, you know what? I like a surprise, but oh well. It says glitter markers, deluxe adhesive, crystal drops, and the wallet this time. I'm sorry, the binder this time. It always comes with a wallet. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. So let's look at this. And again, this is the meat and potatoes. So every quarter you receive a binder. Even if this is a one-off purchase, you're still going to get the binder because that's what comes in this month's kit. So I believe, like I said, every quarter it comes with a binder, so you can put in 3 months worth of your folders or wallets. Or folder, I suppose. And so there it is. And so these are our dies and the photopolymer stamp set. So the stamp set has some little decorative items. Looks like maybe for the lid or for the side or however you want it, wherever you want to put it. Twist for a treat. Give it a twist. Has those sections, some different decorative pieces, so just to help you decorate that, and you can color those in if you would like. I do have the sticker this month, the Tiny Twist box. Again, you receive the sticker every month, but I get samples, and sometimes they're there, and sometimes it's not. So I'll close this up, and essentially you're supposed to put it on the front here, so when you go looking through your binders, you find the folder quickly that you would like to use there. And then the die set. So it's called a split die set. There's one on either side of your folder here. And I mean, it's so cute. I can see already you're probably going to cut this out twice and maybe layer it up so it makes a larger circle. There's the circle itself there, but you have the circumference here of it. Different ways to play it up. You have items that you're going to need, I'm sure, for the twisting mechanism for the knob, for all those things. There's inlays for decoration. This one has like a little arrow, a little decorative one there. This one has more like a flower. Inlays that go with either one of those things, so like the stripe kind of look. And then different little decorations for the knob, I suppose, for some of the accent pieces. These circular shapes here. With these guys that are half, generally you do half, run it through, and then flip it over to the other half, and then run it through again, so you have that decoration on both sides. Or maybe it's just this one here because it has a panel for it. So just something to think about with the inlays, and we'll definitely get to it. It does have instruction. That's what your instruction looks like, so I'm happy to have that this month to show it to you. Really nice. And let's look at our goodies. I know I ran through really quickly, so maybe we'll still have a little element of surprise here. A Nouveau Deluxe Adhesive, always welcome. I love this stuff. My favorite craft glue ever. Holds really quickly, dries quickly. It's great stuff. So there's the Deluxe Adhesive. Blue, and then we have this Nouveau Crystal Drops in the color Neptune Turquoise. Sorry, I was reading up here and the words are down here. Neptune Turquoise, really pretty. Again, with the crystal drops, it just has a beautiful sheen to it. Nouveau Glitter marker and lemon drizzle. And so these markers are water-based. They do best when you use them on a porous surface. And just to get these ready, I don't know if I'll use it today, so let me just show you. It comes like this. It's brand new. Doesn't have any ink in here. And all you're going to do is, just like in the 80s, is just prime the marker. So just keep going like that. I don't normally shake them, but if you want to give them a shake just to get the shimmer going, it's already coming out. If you can see there at the very base. So just a little bit more, and it's really just going to soak into that felt tip, and then you can start using it. It's already there, even though a portion of it's still white. And as you see, this is like a slick surface I can write on there, but after all, you might be able to remove that. So I definitely use this with paper products that are more porous. There you go. And oh, maybe I can show you a little bit of the shine on it. There you go. And then, oh yeah, the pastel highlights color pencils. That is awesome. So let me open this up and you can take a quick look at the colors. Let me go ahead and remove this plastic, and I'll grab some paper so I can show you some of the colors. Well sealed. It has that coating, and then it has this piece here. Let me just cut that. And let me try to grab a piece of cardstock also, just quickly show you how pretty are those. I love that they have that white coating, and this is Nouveau, and then the colors here. So you have your rainbow of colors, starting with a really deep red and moving on. So let's see, really nice and kind of buttery feeling. So let me show you that one. That one's called Cardinal Red. And then maybe over to Cantaloupe Slice, even though pastel peach is in there, a nice skin tone kind of color. What I want to do is kind of just blend them a little bit in this midline where they meet, just to see how nicely that blends for you. And then maybe Evening Primrose, which is this yellow. Really nice buttery feel. I'll show you what this looks like a little closer. So if you're trying to blend them, you just kind of go over the same area a couple times, wherever they meet there, and then just keep going. So we have like a pistachio kind of green, really pretty colors all the way down to kind of a deep magenta-ish color, pink, and then like a nice coral kind of color. Really lovely. And that's just kind of showing you a little bit. Sorry about that shadow. There you go. Really buttery, really nice. They feel lovely. All right. And our paper pack, which is just gorgeous, and I already read off the names too, so we're just going to look at them right quick. These are the classic card. Their classic cardstock is like a linen texture cardstock, so you do have two of this one, which is gorgeous. So linen texture on one side, hope you can see that texture, and on the back side, if you're going to stamp, I would stamp on the opposite side. It's much smoother, if you can see that, but it still has a little bit of texture. So we have these gorgeous colors, the pearlescent card, there's that gold one there, and then this one's more with that blue, very deep colors. Oh yeah, and then this guy here, pearlescent, and then the others are classic card, and then this is their like their white cardstock, which is nice and heavyweight. So what I'm going to do is open this up, take a quick look at the instructions, see what I want to start with, what base papers and things, and then we will, again, step by step in construction, and we'll go from there. But let me see here. Really nice. It tells you need 4 outer circles, 4 inner circles. It tells you everything there. So let me grab the paper colors I will be using for these, and we'll get to it. Okay, so let me show you this again. So what it is that you are making one box that inlays into the other one, and then it twists from out here. So that's why it's open right there, so you can pop out whatever you put in there. Oh my goodness, that is so cool. Right? That's what it looks like. So you have the inner and then the outer portion. So once it lines up, whatever you put in there gets dispensed, you know? Okay, well then, we will be creating basically 2 boxes, but one inside the other. And then this is where you put those circles in to make the holes, right? So that you can get to the spot where the stuff pops out. So, okay, I'll be right back, guys. Well, so if you're going to do some stamping things like that, obviously the white paper would be the best. And you can use the lighter colors also to stamp on. I think for my inner panel, I'll do this, the white heavyweight. And for the outer panels and circles, I'll do the, I believe they call it teal blue. And so, I just open these guys up, and let me see if I can tell the difference between one and the other, as far as the sizing here. One's going to be slightly larger, clearly. And then we need to place the circle there. Well, I guess that one already has, they both have the space for where the circle should go. But you need these guys. So the inner is obviously going to be a little bit smaller because it goes inside. So this is the larger one if you compare them. So this larger one is going to be the outer one. So I need 2 of that in my color, 2 of the smaller one in the white. It does say, once cut, the inner and outer panels will have a debossed circle at their centers. Use this as a guide to cut the circle die on each of the outer panels. So we are cutting this out twice. So what they're showing you is that you should cut the circle out twice. And that way you can see the little message and then open it, or open it however, wherever, right? So I want to see what is the 1 1/4 inch die, which I think is this one. Yes, it's this one. And I don't know if they fit together. You know, it actually fits at the same time, so I prefer to run things through at the same time. So for the outer, this is, once cut, the inner and outer panels will have a debossed circle at their centers. Use this as a guide to cut the 1.4 inch circle die onto one of each of the outer panels. Okay, guys, so you know I don't want to confuse. So basically, you're going to need 2 of these on either one. So 1, 2, 1, 2. One of them on the larger should have the hole cut out from the center. So again, I usually just tape that together and run it through, so it's all done at once instead of waiting till step 4 to do that. And one of these guys should also have the hole. Again, so when you're lining it up, they should line up together and then pop out. You can play with the circles however you like. Of course, if you wanted to open on both sides, like as you're twisting it, then you can definitely do that. You can put holes on both of them, right? So you can kind of play with that. But right now I'm going to do what's intended. So each pair, one of them should have this little hole taken out, okay, of the inner and outer panels. And then you have outer circle and an inner circle. So outer circle, of course, is going to be the larger circle. So this guy, we need 4 of this, it says. So I'm going to cut 4 of those. The inner circle, you'll need also 4 of this. And right now, the only other thing they're asking you to cut is the knob panels. So this guy. So whenever I see a knob like this, usually I thought it was going to twist and the lid was going to come off. But it's basically twisting the whole thing, and that's how you get the openings to match up, which is really fun and inventive. So this one, I'll cut from an accent color. Just have a little bit different. So we need 2 of this guy. Very easy, you just lay one over the other and make the shape of the knob. So I'll do that. And then it says top panel 1. That would be this little cutie right here. Hopefully you can kind of see the little decoration on there. So it's a smaller guy. And it says 1. So with this one, maybe I'll also cut this from an accent color, because basically it's helping you finish off the knob there. So let's go with, let's see, I have a turquoisey color. Let's go with this one, the pearlescent. So I'll just do that. So these are all the things they're asking you to cut right now. And then everything else is decorative and all that kind of fun stuff. So there is something else we're going to cut with some of the circles, which will be this guy. And you definitely do need to put this in afterwards. You can't run it through like I'm going to do with this one, right? Or this one with the circle in it already. This one we are going to do separately. So number 2 will be using that plate die to cut some of the circles that we need. So I'll be right back. Again, I always try to run through as many pieces as I can at the same time to get the job done quicker. I will say I didn't give you a measurement on the larger dies at the top, but these are not huge, so hopefully you can kind of see that, and hopefully you're still watching so that you can get that info from me. The larger circle is metal to metal 3 1/4. ish. And then the largest die, this guy, is just over 5 inches long, and then about 2 1/4 wide. So even if you have a very small machine, these should go through really easily. And then again, one of them needs the circle in the center. So now that I have that one already cut out, I'll remove this. I'll run one more through without the circle in the center. And then I'll go ahead and bring this one over and go ahead and fix the circle in the center of this one, so that I'll have that guy with this circle. So again, one inner panel, one outer needs the circle cut out. Okay. So yeah, I'm learning right along with you guys as far as how this should be constructed and what it does. So I'll run that through. Okay. I'll be back. Okay guys, so I have my last two pieces there. And this is just really clever. I think this is going to be a lot of fun to put together. So let's get this guy. What you want to do with the center of the outer circles. So I have my 4 here. I'm gonna put these back. These are the inner circles. They're smaller, right? And the outer ones are larger. And we already did the color, so that's that. Okay, so these are the inner ones. I'm gonna put that to the side right now because it says using the aperture dies, cut a circle into the center of 2 of the outer circle panels. So let me grab 2 of these guys. 2 of the outer circle panels. Sorry, my mat got crooked there. And we're going to take, sorry, I'm just trying to put these things back. That was there possibly. Is it like that? Maybe. Okay, this guy. So you're just going to take this and line it up edge to edge. It doesn't matter where, it's a circle, so as long as it's edge to edge, it's going to cut that little center piece there. So just apply some tape and run that through so you have them on both of them, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, so I cut 2 of those, and then we have 2 that don't have that cut out. The next step they're showing you here is to go ahead and stick this little guy together. So I'm going to go ahead and do the score lines on these because that's what I prefer to do before it's put together. So that way these all fold in, and then these are going to fold out once you get it together. They're going to kind of go out like this. So you can train them that way already or just leave it for later. So I'll fold this one up the same way. And then we're just going to glue those halves together, and I have my handy dandy glue we just got in our kit. Amazing stuff. I love it. Again, it holds really quickly, and it takes a little bit to dry completely, but it's pretty dry. So we're just going to glue those together, and you know, it's already wanting to really hold, and I'm just look all around and just make sure it's where I want it to be placed. So if you're a seasoned crafter, I really just love this stuff because it just grabs within seconds. You can still move it around a little bit, but I think if I was to try to take it apart right now, it's going to be tearing, not so much moving for me. So I just really love it because it holds and it's ready to go, you know. So you're going to do something like this with that guy, and then you're going to tuck it in here. But for right now, it said just to glue it together. So I'm just going to put that to the side. I suppose you can go ahead and glue the whole thing together at this time. Make your shape, you know. But we're going to take this guy and glue these guys together. You know, do you want to go ahead and fold these guys now? You can do that, so that's what I'll probably do. So with this one, the outer and the inner, I'm going to go ahead and score my glue tabs. And I'll be right back. Okay, I went ahead and scored these guys. Now, if you're going to do stamping, you might want to leave them nice and flat because once you score it, it does kind of want to sit up like that. And you're not really bending this glue tab, so that's why I didn't show you to bend it, because what we're going to do is glue it and then glue it around. So all that's showing you is that's where you're going to glue this. But you want it to be nice and continuous and not like have a bend in the glue tab itself. So I'm just going to put the glue up here. And yep, we're going to go ahead and glue it together in a ring too at this time. So this is the portion that's going to be on the outside showing. So let me show you what I mean. So what I'm working with right now is going to be this whole thing. So if you're going to do stamping and coloring, you want to do that now. I'm probably going to go ahead and decorate it now too, just because it's easier since it's very round. So let me just do that while they're flat. I'm going to glue these two together, same thing, just glue these two together, okay? And I'll be right back. So once this is made into a circle and it's turning in here, you can see where they line up together. The candy or whatever you put in there is going to fall out, and you keep twisting and you're going to be able to see other pieces. So what I'm going to do is right in this area right here, and there's actually a mark there anyway from earlier. That mark is also going to help you cut the center of that little hole if you didn't want to do it all at once like I did. You just bring that ring back, pop it there, run it through. You know, we can put in a little something. So I'm sure you can do that more often. I'm just going to put it on the opposite side so that's way there. And I'm going to do twist for a treat. Why not? Nice and sticky because it has that tacky dispersion layer since it is a photopolymer stamp. And what I do normally to get rid of that is I either just scrub, right? Or stamp it off somewhere else first and keep going. But some people like to wipe it down with some alcohol, maybe wipe it on your shirt just to get that little stickiness off. I'm just going to go for it, and there we go. So it says twist for a treat, and I'm eyeballing where that is. If you want to use a stamp positioner, definitely do that. I'm just going to let it really sit and really just make sure every area is touching. And if not, I can cut out another little circle and pop it on there. So this says very forgiving. But there you go, twist for a treat. And then I believe that's all we would do on that one. So this inside, not much of it's going to show as it's turning. You can definitely decorate these other areas if you want as it's turning, that it looks really cute. So I mean, you can take like these guys and stamp it there, stamp it here, stamp it here, and stamp it here. So as it's twisting, there's something else to see than just white paper, right? That'd be really cute. You have little flowers, and you can definitely just stamp some stamps, stamp maybe this little circular guy, whatever it is you want to do. Some decoration, this guy, you know, it's all going to look lovely. For this outer one, I'm going to do a little bit of decorating, so let me grab this. I have my instructions somewhere else because I keep getting it stuck on these things. Let's see. Okay, so we have this guy. And I would cut 4 of them, essentially, if you want to decorate here and here, right? That's 1, 2, here and here, so you need 4. This guy, I'm going to run it through that same pearlescent green that I used for the knob accent. I think that'll look lovely, so that'll go around there. So I just need 1. And then, you know, for this other circle, this does cut an inner circle and an outer circle. So if you want this circle to be cut, let's say you stamp something or you want to do an inlay, you can definitely do that. Or you can use this smaller circle. So however you want to decorate this area, you can do the smaller one. You can do this larger one, the part that falls out. You know, however you like to decorate that. Again, you have an inlay to go with that. So, you know what? Let's do this one with the little arrow. That's fun. So the little arrow is basically telling people to twist it, right? So I would match that up and they can go together. Again, you can also make an outer ring, or you can use this inner piece that drops off and it's a little bit different. However you want to do that. So I will be right back with those accent pieces, and then we'll talk about the lid, you know, the top accent pieces and all that before I go too far. You also have these guys that are very cute. It looks more like a label, I suppose you can put on the sides or however you want to use that. Inlay for this one, I think, is what I will do. So let's go with, let me see, I'm using the scrolly one. We can use this one. So these accent pieces, again, you can have a matte layer. If you have pattern paper, maybe just pattern paper. You have a background piece, and then you can have the topper, or just have the topper like this as an inlay. However you want to decorate this, obviously it's going to be wonderful. I'll be right back. Save paper too. So this ring I'm going to use for this, but this is like perfectly the same size as this one, right? So what I'm going to do is just inlay that. I suppose I could have done it all at once. I could have just inlaid that and had it all cut out at the same time. Just put it there like that, tape it down. But I'm going to take this excess piece, and that will be my little circle with the inlay in it. Okay, I'll be right back. Bring these items back over, and we already did our stamping on that one. If you want to do some die cutting in there, you can definitely do that too, and add those. This guy, I'm going to go right around that circle there. There we go. That's the decoration I'll put there. And then we have this guy. I didn't do matte layers, but you can definitely cut another piece of whatever paper, you know, to get that matte layer going. And with this guy, I really want the glue on there because we're going to round these things. And our arrow should be pointing left or right, not up and down, right? Because it's telling you to kind of turn it, right? So I'm gonna let that sit for just a little second. Actually, we're gonna go ahead and put our panels on too. So these guys, I cut from that beautiful blue pearlescent paper. It's a little different than pearlescent. It has like a design in it. These guys I'm gonna pop out here, and just however I think it should fit, like right there. And I'll do the same thing on the opposite side, and same thing for both of these sides, okay? And I'll be right back. So I know I have a glue on the back of my hand still, but just giving these guys a little bit of a zhuzh because they're going to be glued together in a circle. So this one, while it's still a little bit wet, that helps really mold those guys. And that's why I really wanted the glue everywhere. See how that popped up? So just as you're doing that, you can kind of keep an eye out for if you need to accent with any more glue, or just keep it there. Okay, so again, we're making a complete circle with this, so I'm just kind of zhuzhing it in my hand so I can get that circle going, just like that. I'll do the same thing with the outer ring, so glue all on there, and really hold this one, especially this inner ring. I used that white paper, and it's really probably 350 GSM, so it's very, very sturdy. So I'm going to hold it, like if I let it go, see how it wants to open up. So you're going to hold it till it holds. Hold it till it holds. And then same thing with this one. So we have these panels. We have these guys. We have all 4 of these circles still left. So the next thing it's telling you is to go ahead and glue in, it says glue inner and outer circles on top and below the circular glue panels to form a base. So what they're saying is just to put these guys on here. So one out here and one inside. Same thing for the bottom. So just, I'm sorry, for the base. So let's make sure this is facing the right way, because the top 2 are gonna have to come together in a way to better work this. So what I'm going to do is, you know, if you want to pop it in the inside first, the outside, I'm going to put these glue tabs out a little bit like this, and I'm going to put glue all on this. I like to really make sure they're on the outer portion, like the part of the glue tab that's closest to the score line. And I'm going to start with the outer one, because that's where I just put glue. And as I hold this, I'm going to kind of form this into that circle shape, just, you know, lining the edge of this circle here. And I'm going to hold that down for a little bit. Again, we have our Nuvo Deluxe. It holds pretty quickly. I love the way that works. That looks good. I'm going to keep that. I'm not going to squish here yet because I want to bring this out a little bit. I can see that it's kind of pushing in. So I'm going to hold this until I think that's holding. And then I'll come in here and see how, what I mean, there's like a little gap right there. So I didn't push there, and now I can kind of bring this forward to meet the circle better. And you can always lay it down too and run your fingers around it. Whatever's easy for you, that's what you should do to get that circle. And then there should be another one inside. So what I'm going to do is just, actually, I'm going to put the glue on this. You're not really going to see the inside of this, but I'm still gluing it on the rough cut side. And I'll turn this over and pop this in here. Super sturdy box that we're making here, guys. If you can imagine, they're both going to have double bases, double tops. So that was very easy. And I'm going to do the same thing with the blue one. So see, it just lined that really easily. And that was real time, guys. I know a lot of times people ask, like, how'd you do this or whatever. If I'm showing it to you, that's what I did. So there you go. But that worked really, really well. And I'll just kind of keep my hand on there. And I mean, that was perfect. So I'll do the same thing for this guy. Again, paying attention. You know, this one is actually top or bottom. It doesn't matter. It's the same. But either way, I'm going to do the same thing. I'll just pick one side to be the bottom, and I'll just put my glue tabs down, put the glue, add this guy, and then pop in the one on the inside. Both of those ready to go. And you can imagine this one goes inside this one. So we didn't use the ones with the holes yet. We're going to use that later, or actually in this next step, but it'll be exactly the same. So now I'm going to work on this one because that's the first one I did. So now you're going to glue the remaining 2 inner circles to this one. Which basically, I've washed my hands, sorry. I had glue all over. This one, what we're going to do is we need to glue this underneath the glue tabs and then one on top. So super sturdy. I think what I'm going to do, and maybe this is, I'm going to put glue on the very edges. This is the rough cut side. Okay. And I'm going to bring it in here. Instead of just putting glue on every little tab button, I just put the glue on that circle, okay? So I'm going to bring this up as far as I can. and that actually makes it very easy. Just making sure we're all up in here, and then I'm going to grab a scrap or something I can press down and not worry about glue getting on my work surface. We have this little hole, and that's what's going to help me. I'm just going to press this down, and if you find that difficult, I mean, the hole is obviously a nice like inch size hole. You can definitely take like a pen or a pencil or something to help you push that in there, right? So we have these guys. And then I'm going to go ahead and immediately take this guy, again, rough cut side. I'm going to put the glue on. Lots of glue, we want that nice. And put it right on top. So basically this circle shape that we popped in there should give us our shape already. And then we have this guy. I'm pushing that down, and that'll help me kind of get this arranged nicely. There we go. And actually that was even easier than the top. Okay, so I'm just going to hold that down. If you want it to turn, I mean, look how perfect that is. You can turn it over, and again, kind of massage from the inside. I'm just kind of rolling my finger, just making sure I'm hitting the very edges of this, rounding it out, but it's pretty much the shape that we need. I mean, that's it. I'm going to let that set up for a moment before we move on to the next part, but we are supposed to go ahead and glue this guy. So now we have this little, like a drum. Isn't that cute? And if you can imagine, this is going to fit inside of here, and then we're going to top it off with this. But let's take this guy. This is step 11, after we put it together, but we are going to need this piece. So, oh, interesting. It does say to use the fallouts from these circles, which is interesting. I do have mine. I did not save them. I did not know. But I do have them. The other one kind of fell down here. I'll grab that in just a second. So let's go ahead and glue this first part together before we move on to those portions. Actually, well, I'll be right back. Let me go ahead and grab my fallouts. So basically, from the aperture die, they want you to use those. The fallouts from the 32mm circle. So let's go back to the beginning. Keep fallouts from this die. They're right here. And actually, I have them. That is so funny. Okay, so I didn't throw anything away because I haven't cleaned up yet, so that's great. So the two little dies, the circles that fall out of here, you want to keep those. And then the two that came out of here, you want to keep those. So I do have my white and my blue one, and let me grab my aperture. So I just want to show you what that looks like. So it's the two little guys from here, and then the two pieces that came out of you using that 35mm die. Let me grab those and we'll continue on. As I'm working, I'm tossing things around here and there. I just want to make, I just need to gather those together. So those are the two that fell out. The two little ones from here, right? And then we have this guy, and then we have the decorative piece that we created. I kept this piece also because I thought, well, maybe it's the piece that fell out of there. I thought I can use this on the top of this guy for decoration. So I held on to that piece too. Anyway, let's get back to this guy. We're going to glue these tabs together, again, to form that knob shape. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and... If you want to decorate it now while it was still flat, you can definitely do that. So you should do a few tabs at a time, so like that one. And once it starts holding, because again, the glue holds pretty quickly, I'll move on to holding the next one. And again, you have a lot of dies and even stamps to help you decorate that guy. You have inlays and all these cute things, but I think I'm just going to run this through. Again, I hold on to all my scraps. This piece is the end of that pearlescent blue. Like, why not? So I'll just run that through. And we'll have that piece, and then we have this little guy that fell out of here to go on top of that. So I'll do that in just a moment. Again, the glue holds pretty quickly. I'm going to hold that one. And same thing, glue, glue, and I'll come back at the end. That's the last tab right there. And I just kind of get my glue in there as well as I can. And honestly, if you just kind of push it together, it'll hold. But if you want to, like, maybe stick a pencil in there or something, or your pinky to hold it. But I can see that that tab, sorry, is actually touching the other panel, and I'll just hold it till it's set up. And I'll be right back. So here I'm going to go ahead and glue these two together and pop it on top before I continue on. So we had that guy that I just cut, and a little fallout from before. But again, you have inlays that you can definitely decorate with. Cute. And I'm going to pop this on top of here. And then we're just going to put it all together. So I'm going to put that on there. Let that set up for a second. Again, I skipped over a couple of the 9 and 10, because we're going to get back to that. That's actually putting this part together. I just wanted to have this ready to go. And that looks good. This guy's going to go through here. So just pop that through in the little hexagon fashion. Right? And then we need to put glue all in here for these little tabs to come down, hold on to. So this guy here. Actually, I'm gonna put it down. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna hold those glue tabs down, just making sure that they're making contact, right? So you want touch here. We're also going to take these guys and reinforce that. So if you want to do that all at once, we can definitely do that. Again, these are different colors, and that's okay. They're going to be underneath. I'm not too worried about it. So I'm just going to put glue all over this, really that area, almost to the center, right? The center has a hole, so you can pop that on there. And then the next one, we can do it all at once. At least this part. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over and let that help me flatten this out. Keep it together. Okay, so I have those guys, and then we're going to put these guys. So I'm just going to glue these guys together. And, you know, however you want, I guess that way. And that one should be at the very center here. So I'm going to put a little glue here. Pick these guys up and pop them onto the very center. Right there. So you have 3 up here, you have 2 little circles down here. I'm gonna let that set up. While that sets up, we're gonna finish this guy up. So you're supposed to bring this back, and whichever, you know, you like that for the top, you like that for the bottom, however you want to face this, but you're gonna take this guy and pop it in so that it makes sense, right? So twist for a treat. Actually, excuse me. So then I have that guy with the words facing up. And we're definitely going to need it to be facing up, or however, because this is the top part, and this is definitely the top part. This is where you're going to glue this guy in. So you're going to want this to be facing the right direction. We're going to pop this guy in. Actually, let me pop these out more. And we're going to need these out anyway, so we can glue in the next panels, or glue on the top panels, should I say. So let's bring that out. Again, still facing the right way. Look at how cute. Okay. And, you know what? I'm still going to do the same thing where I put my glue on the very edges here. Because now we have that piece inside that helps us keep it kind of sturdy. So I'm just going to lay that on there. Does that make sense? I think that does. That's very good. Like a little gift. We're going to bring this down. And I'm not too worried right now that they're touching or not. Because what I'm going to do is just make sure they're in. So when I bring this guy over, this is going to help me hold it together. And we're going to want to make sure this is really, really holding. So I'm going to put quite a bit of glue all the way down to the very center there. And then just pop this on top. And hold it all together. Super sturdy. Again, we have all those layers. So this is very easy. Just making sure everything's tucked in there. And making sure my circle is nice. Oh my gosh, you guys, that makes it so easy. So definitely do it the way I showed there, I think. Because you have that sturdiness to hold. It looks like a little tuna can. Super cute. I'm going to hold that down because we want that to stay really well before we add this. And basically that little middle circle is going to glue to the white part. And that's what's going to twist this for you, okay? So I'll be right back. As you're doing this, you're going to make sure you didn't glue anything together, which of course I didn't, but you know, just in case. I think you can even try to give this a little bit of a twist just to make sure everything's in there, because this is what's going to do it for you guys, that gluing it together there. Do you want to decorate this top portion? You have those inlays. I think that looks really cute. I like the, just kind of keeping it simple with the colors, but you have these guys, remember? You have this matte layer and then the inlays that can go along with it, and then you would just put one on either side, you know, however you like. So again, I'm just making sure everything's good here. All right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the glue, okay, fine, on here. I was thinking, should I put it on here? Should I put it on the very side? You basically just want this piece to touch that, and that's what's going to do it. So you don't want any glue on this outer edge other than that very center. And I'm going to keep an eye out to see where that is. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to hold that down, you know, making sure that that center circle is touching this. So we're going to let that really dry before I even try to turn this, okay? So I'm going to hold on to it for a little while and then I'll be back. Okay, guys, as I'm holding this, I just, you know, got a little piece of paper just to make sure I didn't like glue these things together. Don't go too far in there. I just want to make sure that I didn't glue that accidentally. But I'm definitely going to let this dry because I think if I try to turn it right now, you might just slough that off. You might want to do 3 or 4 of the little circles just to have the little room, because I know it's 2, this is 2 layers thick, this is 2 layers, you know, that little base circles. You might want to have 3 or 4 in there. But I'm going to, you know, I did what they suggested and I'm just going to wait because yeah, I don't want to, it's getting more and more firm. So again, fully dry before I even try. As you know, I'm all about training things, so I'm not turning that. I just want to make sure that this is going to turn. So all I'm doing is just kind of giving a little push, just to make sure we're in the right spot, and I think we got it. So let that dry before we actually use the handle. Okay guys, so I waited for about an hour. I really wanted that to dry really well, and I wanted to show you what's going on here. So just let me give you some measurements also. So this is 1 3/4, almost 1 7/8 tall, I would say, between those two numbers, and it's about 3 inches in diameter, so you can imagine there. And so let's try it out. And again, I really waited because in the meantime I was kind of training it by, you know, pushing along with these guys very carefully just to make sure it wasn't glued down. And here we go. So again, there you go, there's the opening. So I have a few little lint truffles here. I think it would probably fit like 4 or 5 of them, I would say, in there. And then you just keep twisting, so twist for a treat. You have that cute decoration. And yeah, just really let that set up and dry so you don't have any issues with like maybe possibly taking it off before the time is ready. And just keep turning, and there you go. How cute is that? Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Tonic Studios, for sending this item for review, for sponsoring this video. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box. And I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.